welcome to the Colourful Creativity podcast. My name is Carolien and this is episode 56. Yay, back again. What can I say? Life takes over sometimes, especially migraines. And let's not get into that. Just not. Let's just dive in all the yarn and the knitting I have been doing. But it's a lot. So, first one is in my Chatty Cats Creations, the Department of Making Socks bag. And in here are socks. What a surprise. I have here my Clip Tropicana hand-dyed colorful soft sock yarn. And this knits up like a dream. Look at that. I'm using the blueberry waffle sock pattern. Well, the blueberry waffle is a cuff down, but I adapted it to a toe up. And it's really awesome. I love the pooling on this, which makes it a striping spiral on both socks. And it's just so soft. The blueberry waffle socks are actually my favorite socks I have. So I decided to make myself another pair. I knit them like in the beginning of knitting 2 years ago, maybe 3. One of my first pairs of soft sock yarn, and that was before I started dyeing, so it was a berenwolle yarn, and I love those socks. Every time I wash them, or all the socks I have, I wash them, then I always pick out that pair of socks the first. So it's most of the time in the dirty laundry basket. So I just needed a new pair. I am knitting these on higher sharps, 2.5mm. And yeah, they're flying. I took them to the cinema. I needed a simple knit for the cinema, and I was like, do I have to do a simple stockinette, or could I pull it off to do a pattern? Well, I pulled it off. I cast on the toes on a Thursday evening, and on Friday we went to the cinema, my mother-in-law and me. It was the movie Loving Vincent. It is a fully painted movie about Vincent van Gogh, and it was just amazing. I really loved that. And very lucky for me, there's a lot of yellow in the movie, which makes it very bright in the theater, and that makes it easier to knit. It's not like those dark and difficult to see horror movies or something, or action movies. It's just light and bright. So these are my current socks on the needles. And yes, I know I had others on the needles, but sometimes you just have to take something new, because, well, in my Colourful Creativity bag, my boxy is the hoe. Well, almost hoe. I finished this sock before casting on the new ones, because that was the deal. As you can see, this is my rainbow ridges with my Colourful Creativity yarn. The smooth sock, no rainbows without rain. The back side, and no heel yet, because I'm saving that for the second sock. I was like, if I do them at the same time, if I do them at the same time, there's less chance of me making mistakes and having 2 different socks or something. So, one sock done. Here's the rest of the yarn and the mini for the heel. This sock is knit on a 2.25mm needle. High sharp as usual. Yes, 2.25. And I really love how it looks with the rainbows as ridges. In the cuff it's all around, and in the foot it's not. And also this rainbow is spiraling fully around, except for this part, then it's going back. It's really funny how that works. So Oh, I really wish I could knit faster and have 2, 3, 4 pairs of socks, I think, finished by the end of the year. But I also want to knit on other things. Like, for instance, this one in my Jibberoo Sews bag, the Star Wars Halloween one. I might have to change to Christmas at the moment, but I just love this bag so much. In here is my Find Your Fade shawl, and this one grew a lot, I think, for what I have done the whole 2 weeks. Here is the marker. This is where I was. So I have Mint to Be by Herbstblad Regina. I have Fade to Mint, or a Faded Mint, or whatever colorway I call it, which is the in-between colorway, for which I dyed up to match the Mint to Be to this one, which is Undercover Otters Green Quigley. So I finished the lace section here, I did the fading section here, and I started the new lace section up here. I think I did a reasonable amount. This is really a mindless knit, except for the lace. You do have to keep in mind a little bit what you're doing. But further, this is nice TV knitting stuff. I really like it. And this is the soft sock, or squirm sock, or hazel soft sock yarn base, which is so nice and squishy and so totally soft. This is truly spoiling yourself with a wonderful soft shawl, which I truly needed. For those of you who don't know the Find Your Fade shawl, is there anyone who doesn't know it? I'm not sure if you can see it because it's black and white, and it's awfully dark photos. I hope you can see a little bit. It's a pattern by Andrea Mowry, Drea Renee Knits, and it's one of the most popular ones, and I'm writing all over this pattern with my notes. I'm already looking forward to the next color fade, because, well, I'll show you this yarn first. That's the one attached, and that's Undercover Quigley Green, Undercover Otter Quigley Green. You can see all the info on the back. So next up is going to be this one, and this one is by, what is it, Craftfulness, and this is the Bullet Journal colorway. You can see we're going to more purple colors, and actually I changed around the rest. I don't carry every ball in this bag because that's just too much. 7 balls, I don't need them. Would be too much to carry around. The bag would be way too heavy and too full. So now, let me see, what needle am I knitting this, because the pattern suggests, oops, dropped something. The pattern suggests 3.5, I think, but because my base is a bit more plump and fluffy, I decided to go up and make it a 4mm high sharp. Just the needles I love. Yeah, I think it will be huge. I did notice I'm using less yarn than I expected, and than the pattern states. So we'll have to see what that means for the size that I will get. That's project number 3. And now the project you probably have all been waiting for, because I was hoping to finish this now. But actually sleeves take longer than expected. Yeah, they do. So I changed the bag because I needed a bigger one. And I finally showed it to you. My Frog Peak Creations Sock Monkey sweater sized bag. I love this bag, you people, and if you have a desperate need for a bag, I would totally check her out. Let me see if I can show you better. Frog Peak Creations. And otherwise you can follow the link, of course, down here in YouTube's or in the Ravelry group, where you can find some more show notes and information. In the Ravelry group you can find me there as the Colourful Creativity group. So in this bag, oh, talking of Frog Peak Creations, she has a very generous coupon code for you, and it lasts until the end of the year. The code is Colourful2017, and it will give you 15% off of everything in her shop. So don't be shy and use it. So in this bag is my Pico Ice cardigan. And yes, I have done a lot since the last time. So let me make sure I won't lose any stitches, because we have a cardigan. We have a bound of ribbing. We have actually got a buttonhole band. You can see this because it really needs a good blocking. But here it is, a button band, the buttonhole band, but also a button band. Yay! And I was really indecisive because I didn't know what ribbing or what bind off I would use. I wrote down the bind off, but I forgot. I think it was knit 1, knit 2 through the back loop, and knit 1 and just go back and forth. It's really stretchy, but that also means it's a little bit flaring and wobbly. But I hope a good blocking and a good wear will actually help with that. And now I am in sleeve land. I was knitting these sleeves on short circulars, like the 40 centimeter ones, which is like 16 inch, 18 inch, I think, with short tips, 4 inch tips. I hated that. It hurt my wrist so much that I could only do like 2-3 rounds, and then I would like, ow. It hurts my hand from the not being able to hold the needles. I just really like if my needle touches this point, because that's where it supports. So, but I have 2 needles, 2 sleeves, and I put them on magic loop, so I'm knitting them 2 at a time, which makes it easier for me too. I don't have to keep in mind where did I put that decrease, because the pattern doesn't state to do more decreases after this point, but since I am knitting it longer now than here, I am doing a little bit more decreasing, and it makes it really easy to just do that this way. I am using 1 ball because that's all that there's left. I'm using both strands, inside and outside, so I keep getting tangles, but that's fine. I was used to juggling like 4 balls on this cardigan, so only this doesn't matter that much. There is a teeny tiny backup, like 8 grams, and this is also 8 grams, so I have like 16 grams, which should be almost enough to do the ribbing on the sleeves. I have my scale with me all the time to measure this when I am knitting on this. So yeah. And this is also really nice. I do have a slightly different gauge doing magic loop instead of the small needle. That's why I'm doing some extra decreases, but it's totally fine. I already fit it multiple times. I love how long it is now. It's just on the hip, and I'm just so in love with this cardigan. I want to wear it. So I have to start knitting faster. Needle size for the body is 3.0 millimeter, high sharps of course, and for the ribbing, 3.25 millimeter for the body and 3.0 millimeter for the ribbing. And the pattern is called the Peacock Ice Cardigan by Justina Larkowska. Also, there will be a problem with the buttons. Which to choose, I'm not sure yet. Let me see. I have them here. I already put a poll on Instagram stories, but that was indecisive because it was like 50-50%. Nobody knew what to do. I have heard a lot of people's favorite was the lighter one, but I also really like the dark one. So I guess I will see it when the sleeves are done. I will just put them on there after blocking and see which one looks best. When it's the whole row, I don't like the buttons to be like, hi, flashy, we are here. So that's why I'm not sure about the lighter ones. Though I do love the light ones very much with that little flower pattern. So that's all I'm knitting at the moment. I think it's enough. Actually, 3 are only active. The one with the half finished object is not really active at the moment. I just put it aside. So I guess we're gonna move on to acquisitions. And I have a basket next to me with a lot of stuff. I am planning, well, you know me and my planning. If I plan to do an episode next week again, every time I say that, I get a migraine or something and it doesn't happen. So I hope actually that this week I can do another episode next week, but we'll see if it's gonna be 1, 2, maybe 3 weeks. It is Christmas and crazy December, so. But as for planning goes, I got myself the Strickplaner 2018 by Strickmich. It is a planner to get your knitting in a more organized way. It's actually just a regular planner you take. It's a calendar type, but there's also some more room with prioritizing tasks. And I think it's not only nice for knitting, it's also nice for organizing in your business, etc. But it has some really nice extra features for knitters, like here you can see the little centimeter and inch tape measure thingy, needle sizes, what they are in millimeter and US size. I couldn't help myself. I also had to get the stickers and they're really, really adorable. So it might help me get more organized in my knitting. A whip down because I have so many whips. I really have to get some out. I have been frogging and I have been hibernating some stuff, but yeah, I just need to get less. And then I've been horribly enabled by Amy of Stranded Dye Works and her podcast. I really needed that. This is a case for crochet hooks and some notions and stuff. It has cats. I really needed cats in my life. More cats. My 2 are not enough. So in here are already organized my crochet hooks. And these are the smaller sizes. And on this side are the bigger ones because they didn't fit on the other side. And here there's room for stuff. I put in some cable needles and some stitch holders and stuff. I had like 3 or 4 different holders for these where I kept it in. I was like, now I have just one, and Robert won't have to nag anymore. He was always nagging he couldn't get the drawer open because all those things were stacked. Yeah, well, oops, my fault. Then I went to Hema, and Hema is awesome if you don't know it. It's a Dutch store, but I know they are in different countries also. I actually got this basket, which I will tell you more about. That one too, the golden ones. But I also got this cute tin You're so sweet. I thought that would make an amazing Notions tin. And the bottom is yellow, so I'm happy. And this one, it's gold. I couldn't leave that behind. It's a nice pouch for, well, again, Notions, I guess. It's a makeup pouch. I might even put in makeup. Who knows? Since I'm using more makeup nowadays with my dyed hair, I look a little bit paler, so I need a bit more makeup. But that's not all the acquisitions. There's more. Oh dear. I got this awesome bag. And this bag is by Stitches and Loops. You can see here is the little, there is the sign. It has a zipper on the outside, which I thought was really, really nice. And you can see a little pocket. I already put yarn in there because those are the other two acquisitions. Beautiful light on the inside. Very sturdy fabric. I really love it. And I think I would even put some pins on here. I'm just afraid that the fabric will have holes that if you take the pins out, you always see the holes. So I'm a bit careful with those things, always. So, and then for the yarny bits, I got this wonderful skein of Spin Godin yarn. And she is like spinning goddess, that is what I translate. She's a Dutch dyer. She does hand dyed and naturally dyed yarns, and this is her hand dyed yarn, and this is her cashmere base MCN, and it's really, really soft. I so love it. I really wanted to treat myself with this, which worked out perfectly. Then I got another skein of yarn, and this is Jinx yarn, and the colorway is called Sugar Skull. Matching for the season. I bought it in, of course. It's her Glitz Sock self-striping yarn, and the stripe pattern is 3 rows black, 3 rows white, 3 rows pink, 3 rows blue, 3 rows yellow, 3 rows green, 3 rows purple, 3 rows red. So it's like almost rainbow, but not really rainbow. I really like that. So I finally got a skein of Jinx yarn. It was on my wish list for a while, I will admit that. It cost me dearly though, because customs was very, very tough. It was like €3 over, and I had to pay about €20 extra. So yeah, oops. Normally with one skein it's below the threshold, but this time apparently it wasn't. Oh, it sucked. But I still love the yarn though, and I'm happy I got it. So talking about yarn and acquisitions, well, I told you I had advent calendars, and I actually unpacked them now and put them ready because only 2 days and then I can open them. Yay! So in this basket I put the one from Herbstblad Regina. You can see all the packages are in there, nice and organized. Then there's this one from Shebot Garden, also all the packages in there. And of course there's the one Petra, and I did whoop, whoop. So I can show you one thing, I guess, and that's this one. I see you checking out my ball sack. So yeah, we really thought that was funny, and everyone who got the advent calendar already has seen the project bag, just not what's in there for the rest. So I really, really hope you like it. And next time I record, of course, I'll show you the first things that are in there. I will keep them and then show you. And if you follow me on Instagram, where I'm Carolien, you can totally see every day what is in all the advent calendars we have. Probably even the one Robert has, because Robert also has one and it's filled with beer. I thought that would be an amazing gift for him. He loves beer, as do I. So we're probably gonna share some beers, but yeah. Then there's more yarn, but that's all for the shop update. And the shop update is gonna happen on, probably on today or tomorrow. So when you see this, the shop update will already be live. I am almost done with the editing of the photos, and after that I will edit the podcast. So I will do the shop update first, so you can go and buy everything you want. What do I have? I have 2 new colors of Colourful Kitten, perfect for a little pop. I have on the right Raspberry Sorbet, and on the left a Fluoro Pink. It's really, really nice. I'm not sure, I totally didn't like pink, but I love dyeing pink. It's really weird. Then I showed you some of these last time. They are in the update now because, well, lots of things happened. Let me check. There's another one. There's another one. These are all Sparkle Vase yarns. And these are all a base that is going out of my normal range, so I'm discontinuing them. That's what I was going for the word. Let me get it right on this side. These will be on sale. Normal price is $16.90. They will be $12.50 now. No coupon needed. I already changed the price when it's in the shop. And lovely colors in here. So put these aside. Then the other base I'm discontinuing is my tweed base. I have a wonderful Donegal base that I have instead of it, which I actually love more. Yeah. I think I have them all. Here they are. The red ones you saw, and then I went with blues and greens and purples. So I have 2 of every one, and normal price of this is also $16.90, will also be $12.50, so more than 25% off for discontinuing this base. Yeah, just drop it there. It will fall down anyways. Then I have dyed up more Aran weight yarn. Let me grab it all. And here it is. These are all snowflakes. The other 2 bases that are discontinued are also snowflakes, so I didn't put down a recipe or anything. I just went with it and thought I would give myself some time to play. So here are some really bright speckled ones. Also 2 of each, but well, because they are speckle based, they are a bit different. But you could make a hat and a pair of fingerless mittens, or even mittens with this. This is the Aran base, really nice and soft, 100% and it's a single. Let me show that. I love this base, and I was never a fan of something thicker than fingering, but now I am. I would want to live in this base, like knit myself a sweater and a hat and mittens and a shawl and everything out of it. And there's also this colorway, which is yellow with reds and oranges, and I'm actually keeping one of those to make myself a new hat. Best thing about this is that you will get a free copy of my cable brim hat with this sock yarn, with this Aran weight yarn. So you can knit a beautiful hat with this, and it's all matching the yarn and the pattern. So yes, that is all the yarn I dyed and everything that's going out into the shop. Oh, and there's something else new in the shop. I shouldn't forget that. Here you can see unicorn wash. It's unicorn fiber and unicorn baby, all the way from Power Scour to Beyond Soft, and the full range is now in stock. I didn't have the Power Scour first, but now I do, and it's beautiful wool wash. You can use it for like your dirtiest fleece to your most delicate baby sensitive cardigans and stuff. So you can take your pick. It's all there and ready to ship. Yeah, I guess that was already it for today. I told you about the shop update. I told you about everything I got in. And I told you about all my knitting. And yeah, that's it for today, people. I really hope if I can make these shorter episodes, I can come back every week. So, trying. It's of course always the hassle between, do I have enough to show you to go back in a week or don't I? I don't know. I will see. I do have some acquisitions on the way. I do have some other acquisitions. I know I have a pattern review, so maybe I will be there next week and talk to you then, and we'll make another short episode. I think shorter episodes are also nice to just watch in between things. If you have an appointment in like 20 or 30 minutes and you can't do something bigger, you just sit down, have a little knit and watch a podcast. I do that. I'm not sure what you do, but let me know. So yeah, I hope to see you again next time. And if you like it here and you're new, hit the subscribe button, of course, and you will be notified for the next episode. So see you again soon. Bye bye.